Hey, what's up? Um, I just figured I'd make another talk video or whatever. Um, well, there's just a lot of things in the world that are bullshit, you know? And, when people start believing these things, it just kind of like, it can prevent you from, like, actually thinking how, like, the people that do, like, amazing things in the world, how they think and how they do things. Like, I don't know, it's all kind of confusing. And, you know, it's just crazy to think about all these, like, paranormal things that have happened, or, paranormal circumstances or whatever, hauntings. And then, you got, like Christianity, and you got Satanism. You got all these religions, right? And it's just like, what they believe in those religions. It's like, it's like, I don't know, like, a lot of people don't believe that shit's real, they don't think magic's real, right? They don't think anything like that's real, right? They're just like, they see things for what they see, and I mean, they might not ever see any proof or anything for certain things that people claim to do have happened or anything. But, it's like, it's just weird to, like, just comprehend all this stuff for me. Because I'm like, you got Satanism, Christianity, Buddhism. And if, but see, the weird thing about that is you got all these paranormal things, right? And, like, I don't know, a lot of the stuff on the internet is probably fake. Maybe it's all fake. Maybe people just make shit up and edit videos well, and they don't, they keep it a secret, and maybe they just edit the video well. I don't fucking know, you know. The videos of and, with it's just so weird, because when I think about all that, because, like, okay, there's, and, I believe in paranormal things and all that stuff, and it just gets crazy when you really start comprehending it. Like, if you believe it's real, or, it, besides, if I believe something real or not is really gonna make no difference on if it's real, if it's actually real, right? So, I mean, it won't really matter what I believe. It's gonna be real regardless. So, anyways, it's just, when you got all these people believing in something, and then, if the supernatural stuff is, it happens and it's real, then you could say that the things that we're doing are supernatural, and how we affect people, and how what we're capable of, and, just the simplicity of just of our normal thoughts, and how that can, like, affect people in a different place when you're not even there. It's just, or, what you do can affect what someone else does. But it's just weird to think about, because then, I mean, so when someone dies, right, they obviously, they're ghosts, or, with the haunting and stuff, like, they're ghosts, or they're poltergeist or whatever, and they're haunting these places. Or, but what about the ones that didn't die, and or they're, like, aware, ghosts or spirits that, like, help people, right? So, like, spirit guides and getting all that shit. But, it's like, if you think about it, maybe we are spirits and ghosts, right? And so we're living spirits and ghosts, right? Like we're alive, but we're not a ghost. We're real. Like you can touch me, like I'm real. But when you think about that, I mean, you know, considering that all that stuff is real and those people died and they're, supernaturally, we can't explain it, supernaturally haunting things, then wouldn't I be able to do, and not to say that I would like to haunt someone, right? Like I don't want to haunt someone, but I mean like what your spirit is actually capable of. And I don't, a lot of people just aren't in, they just, I don't know, they don't really like this spiritual stuff and all that, but I'm really into it because I mean it's something that brings a lot more meaning to life. But I mean, if your spirit, if you could haunt people or do certain things without actually being there and affect things on that level to where you are alive, but you are a spirit, right? So you're doing things. But what if that's already happening and people just don't know it, right? They're doing all these things to each other. They're doing things to you. Maybe they're helping you, like people that you love. Maybe their spirit is guiding you or keeping you safe or whatever. Anyways, a lot of this stuff kind of becomes irrelevant when it comes to like shootings and it's how the way people die so suddenly. It's like I don't know. It's just, did something mislead them? So did something take over the person that committed horrific um, acts of murder, whatever? Um, so I don't know. It's just a lot to like think about, and I'm not like I'm not like crazy. Like, oh, you know, we're spirits, you guys. Like, I'm not sitting here on this channel like we're spirits and we can haunt each other and we have superpowers. Because you just got to be realistic about it. I mean, you can't sit here and be like, you know, if I could levitate off my feet right now, like I would, but if I stood here all day, I don't think I could do it. I maybe that's why is I don't think I could do it in the mass consciousness and the mass belief, like everybody's conscious mind, like their awake mind and their subconscious mind. Maybe it's because they don't believe it, so it's not a majority belief that could happen, so it can't happen, kind of thing. Because I mean, people are scared of that kind of thing. Like, people are scared, and it's like it's so old, all this stuff. Like, oh, he's doing witchcraft. He's doing witchcraft or whatever. Like by Christian and stuff. It's so stupid. It's like, dude, you're dumb. Like, if a person could do something like walk on water, you know, or even kill someone with just spiritual energy or whatever, I mean, I'm not saying that I would condone that and be like, I'm gonna do that, like I'm gonna do that. But I'm just saying, like, it would be pretty amazing, right? I mean, it would be like, wow, someone just killed someone with their spirit, or healed someone is, the better end of it. In theory, I guess, is how you would go about this stuff. But I don't know. It's just all confusing or it's kind of a lot to comprehend. But when it comes to like God and Satan, right? I kind of reached, and I don't want to be like I am God, right? Or we are God, because if God's real, then I mean that's not. And of course, there's people that are just, they don't give a shit, man. They're corrupted and whatever. And I can get that way too, and I'm not all just. But anyways, so God and Satan, like I think that when you worship God, you're really just worshiping that part of yourself that you see, like you see God and you have this idea of God, but really it's in your imagination. So you're just like feeding this fire of God. So the more you believe it, and really the more you recognize like the things, the more it's going to become real, right? So like if you say you were to pray for something and then it just like, it happens, right? And you're like, oh wow, that was God, right? But maybe it was just because you built it up in your mind and you like acquired the mentality to accomplish that or align yourself. My hair is a mess. I need to comb it. Anyways, but you aligned yourself with that thing. So you're, and then you just recognized it. So it existed, right? You recognize it. So then it existed. I mean, if there's, just say like a car down the street, right? A car 5 blocks away has been sitting there for 5 years. I've lived here a while. And I never noticed the car. So, since I didn't notice the car, it doesn't mean it's not there, right? It's been there, it exists. But, like, since I didn't know it was there, it kind of didn't exist. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't exist to me, in a way, because it... And if I never seen the car, this is an example, if I never seen the car, then I would never know it existed, and it would not really exist. So, when I'm thinking about all these other things like aliens and all this, like, there's just so many things, like, there could be things that are real and happening in maybe on a different planet or this planet or wherever that are happening that just because I don't see them and I don't know they're there doesn't mean that they don't exist, right? So if you think about all that, you got aliens, all this super, this like stigma and skeptics, because I'm kind of a skeptic, but if you don't recognize it's there, then it's not going to exist, right? So, okay, I'm just kind of like going on and just free talking, not, but like, so if you recognize that you were able to, and this is just crazy, and I wouldn't take this too seriously, and like I just try to think realistic. But if you think about, if you don't recognize, well, let's just say like mentality, if you don't recognize it's there, then it's not gonna really kind of exist to you. If you don't recognize that, like, you have a brain, right? You have, like, you're capable of things, and a lot of people, it seems like they just assume they're stupid, or they just don't care, they like to party, and they're just like, there's no point to intelligence or doing certain things or pursuing certain things. But a lot of people, I think, are just in a dark place. But you gotta recognize that certain things are real, man. For them to exist. When you recognize the opportunity, like, I live in the U.S., so, like, recognizing the opportunities that are here, right? I mean, there's so much. And, I was thinking about my early childhood. I was born and raised Cruz, California. And I was kind of a cute kid, and I was thinking about that, and I'm like, why didn't my parents take me to, like, an acting audition or something? Because I was like this cute kid, right? I could have been like a kid actor, right? And my parents, it's just a whole different, I don't want to talk about that, that's personal, but it's like they didn't see that it existed, or like they didn't see that opportunity. So when you think about that, there's a lot more opportunity that people don't like see exist, but the real trick for me is like finding them, and really, I mean, it can be just a matter of just developing a different lifestyle. But anyways, So back to kind of the supernatural spirit stuff I was talking about. If you so say you could like haunt someone, or you could do like these things that you don't know you're doing, but you're not in line with them in your mind, or what you're actually doing to people with your spirit or whatever. And so you're doing all these things and you don't even know. What if that was actually happening? So and sometimes how it's just, but if you just say you recognize that it was there, and then so I don't know, man. It's just weird to think about, because if you recognize it's there, maybe you could actually do some crazy stuff. And I've been into a lot of different magic and practices of different things in that realm. Reiki, which is like not a visualization in like in the spirit world. Astral projection. There's just a lot of things you can get into, and balancing yourself and putting good energy, light energy inside yourself. So, but I see the realistic side to it. You know, some things, they just, like, you just imagine them a certain way, or, you're imagining that it is real, and you're recognizing the things that it affects. So then you just think it's real. Your mind wants it to be real, whatever. So it's kind of like a delusion, so it's kind of delusional thinking. And when it comes to like religion and stuff, like I just don't know that people are thinking realistically. And of course, like, and it's almost like some people are delusional, because I mean, you gotta think realistically, man. And I don't know, it just seems like, when you're doing this certain stuff, like praying and all this, it's just like, I don't know that that's really like a realistic solution. And a lot of this stuff might be known to people, and I'm sure it's like the whole thing, like, God's gonna heal me so I don't go to the hospital or whatever, that whole thing, which is just kind of dumb, because the hospital will, they practice in health and all of that. But anyways, it's just, it's just it's just kind of dumb, honestly, all of it. It's just kind of like, when you start believing in something, and you're imagining it, and your life revolves around it, and it's keeping you going, it's keeping you strong. I get it. Like, I've had a lot of things that I had, that I was believing in, and keeping me going and keeping me strong, several different things. But it's just like, it get to a certain point where it's just like, man, like, man, I don't really need that anymore. Or, I don't know, I don't want to say that, because, I mean, you need something to believe in and stuff. But it's like, you just see it for what it is, and then it's like, wow, this is actually kind of preventing me from actually embracing what I have right here to be able to do something. And you could do so many things. Like, I've published 3 poetry books, and I'm working on a 4th one, and I make a lot of music, and I do a lot of things. But I had a lot of rough times in my life. Anyways, I don't want to talk about that. Talk about myself, and it's just, I don't know, I don't like to get into all that ego stuff, and it's just self-obsessed stuff. It's just, I don't really like indulging in that, because it's just ridiculous. It's almost delusional, you know. So anyways, I don't know, I just was making this video, just thinking about a lot of things. And it's just crazy. But if you think about it, if you could actually, if your human self was actually a spirit, then I think that there's a lot of potential that we don't have them. You know, assuming that a lot of this crazy stuff is real. And I think people have a lot more potential than they're giving themselves credit for. And maybe the way they are is because of the spirits, the human, live people, and maybe even dead people, that are affecting them with their spirit. You know, so the things you've done to people and everything, it's reflecting on you. It's projecting on you the whole time. And it could be destroying you and making you something that you just like, you know, you accept. So that's just a crazy concept to that. I mean, if simply you could just put that, you know, you've done things that make you feel bad, so you become a certain way, and or you know or people have done things to you, and it makes you believe stuff about yourself and accept it and become a certain way. So that's not really like, oh, he's turning into a ghost, and, so that's just kind of crazy. But it's just realistic, like, thinking. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be like, oh, you know, Satan's in my house or some crazy shit like that. Like, go off the wall. Anyways, I mean, I've encountered a lot of crazy people in my life. So like, I know, like, what crazy is, and it's just, a lot of people are crazy. And I don't know, it's just kind of like the normal thing anymore. Anyway, that's all I got. I was just making this video. I want to start making more videos, just talk videos, because apparently I have a lot to say, and maybe someone can benefit from these videos. If you want to subscribe, I don't really, that's up to you, but there's one more thing, is I don't really care. Like, I care about people and everything, but I got my own life. And at the same time, like, it would be nice to have a YouTube channel that, like, blew up and stuff. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like feeling bad because someone doesn't like my video or some shit, or people don't watch my videos. I don't care. Like, it's not gonna affect me. So, anyways, it would be nice. So that's all I got. I'm just making this video for the hell of it.